Seattle's about to look like Disneyland, and I don't mean that in a good way. I'm Mickey Bew, and this is the Mickey Bew Report. Downtown Seattle is about to be infested by mobility scooter hell because of this.
I'm going to FatCon in Seattle, Washington, January 5th through 7th, and I want to see you there. FatCon is a 3-day fat liberation celebration, y'all. We will be celebrating fat liberation, body acceptance, and the power of being in fat community. With over 60 hours of programming spanning from policy, legislation, healthcare, community, and visual arts, plus a ton more, this is sure to be something you don't want to miss. The vibes are going to be immaculate. With a fat brunch, a fat fashion show, and a fat vendor marketplace, there is so much to do. Plus, there's some really cool experiences you can sign up for, like some fat liberation photo shoots and some incredible shopping experiences with 2 big lawns. Being in fat community with other fat people who just accept you for who you are and get it is such a great experience, and I want every single person watching this to be able to have that experience with us. Ticket sales for the FatCon are going to be ending very soon. You can go to the link in my bio and use code JBAE to save 25% on your tickets. I hope to see each and every one of you at the FatCon in Seattle, Washington, January 5th through 7th.
This is becoming a very popular trend disguised as fat positivity. And look, I'm not here to make fun of fat people, but it's leading to this disgusting trend of videos like this.
Of course we're wearing bike shorts underneath skirts and dresses. No chub rub here. We're fat. Of course the only medical advice we've ever received is to lose weight, no matter the ailment. We're fat. Of course we grew up wearing a t-shirt over our bathing suit. We're fat. Of course we're gonna pull our shirts down over our knees to stretch them out a little bit. That's normal. We're fat. Of course men are rude to us in public, but slide into those DMs. We're fat. Of course I've done the Weight Watchers diet. Slim Fast, Jenny Craig, Nutrisystem, South Beach, Kellogg's Red Berries, Atkins diet, Whole30. We're fat. Of course we endured a childhood of internalized fatphobia, only to find fat scholarship later in life and discover that anti-fatness is rooted in misogyny, racism, colonialism, and has evolved to be a major tool of patriarchal capitalism. And we've discovered that the way to truly make everyone better and happier is to love ourselves in a way that is rebellious and authentic.
Anti-fat rhetoric or fatphobia doesn't come from any of these things. It's just part of this disgusting trend where whenever there's illegal activity or any kind of bad behavior is called out, where liberals start whining and crying racism, misogyny, colonialism, white supremacy. It's just a way to disguise your disgusting behavior because you know you're wrong and you just want to feel right about it. So I'm just going to make something up and blame somebody else for my bad behavior. And did you notice how much she was huffing and puffing while she was walking down the street? I would bet money that they have never even tried any of those diets. Not to mention that most of those diets are fad diets. But I bet that if they had tried them, they never gave it a real effort. Because even in a fad diet, you're going to see some result if you really take an honest approach at it. When this whole fat pride trend became a thing, every one of us warned you fat people what was going to happen. But you decided that you're going to love your bodies. There's nothing wrong with loving your body. There's nothing wrong with being happy with who you are. But you shouldn't be satisfied being a big fat slob. And we warned you what was going to happen, and now we're seeing it happen.
Just because I'm fat, that doesn't invalidate the things that I say.
She died. You ready to get supersized? She died too.
Today I got the big Fruit Loop.
He's dead. Join me on my Fat Positive radio show, which didn't last long because she died.
And despite the warnings, this fat positivity is still growing. Even though we've just seen what's going to start happening and becoming more and more prevalent. The example is this FatCon happening this weekend in Seattle. And I believe we all understand that weight management is an issue for some people. And I'm sensitive to that. But what I'm not sensitive to is those that aren't even trying to keep their weight under control. And they're just celebrating their fatness. There's no excuse for letting yourself become an overweight, obese blob. And like I said, I'm not just here to pick on fat people because I could tell fat jokes all day. I truly hope that there's a wake-up call in that community. And maybe we're starting to see it when we start to see videos like this.
I ruined my life with food, binge eating, and lack of self-care. And I'm hoping that it's not too late for me this time. I ain't been to the store in 2 years, maybe more now, I guess. I went to the post office once and that was hard. I went to urgent care and I thought my legs were going to give out from under me, because I had to stand there the entire time after walking in. I kept just looking back at the chair and just praying that I could just make it another second until she was done with me. I couldn't even probably go check the mail right now. Between, the growth I have in my fupa, so not my apron, but my pelvic region. It's about 30, 40 pounds now. I go in January to see what it is, because apparently there has been a big misunderstanding where my doctor thought I was having issues with my apron. But no, it is the growth below that I have to physically move when I walk. Anytime I roll or move or anything, I have to adjust it. And I can't wear my leggings or shorts anymore. I'm out of breath constantly. And I wish I knew the cost of eating. I wish I knew the cost of the comfort at the time that I was seeking. And I just want this to be a warning to other people that just need to hear the hard truth, that if you keep it up and you keep, gaining and not taking care of yourself and moving around and doing what you need to do, your health is going to decline, possibly. This is my experience, but, my health declined. I do what I need to do, to take care of my husband and stuff still, and I make things work, and I can do the things that I need to do, but they're very, very hard. I had to have help trimming my toenails the other day because I felt so out of breath trying to lean over and do my toes. There's just a lot that is taken away from me, and I want you to know that it's not worth it. Food's not worth your life. And I really hope that I can turn it around this time, because it's really scary how bad things can get.
And I truly can have sympathy for somebody when I see a video like that, because that is a person that truly wants to change. Whether they actually make the effort or not, I'll have no idea. I'll never know. But from the attitude in that video, it seems like she truly does want to change. She's not propping up her fatness, because you can tell she's so fat she can barely get out of bed. How is that living life? And honestly, I'm not the healthiest person, but I make a point to at least try to eat a little healthier. I try to get a little exercise. For example, I live in the downtown Seattle area, but instead of driving or taking a bus, I make the point to walk the 10 blocks. That way I'm at least doing something. I don't care how fat you get, there's always something you can do. Get up and walk to the fridge. Don't use your bedpan. There's little things that you can do that will build up over time. You would be amazed how much cutting out sugar and soda and fast food and alcohol. You cut those 4 things out of your life. I promise you, it's not going to be long before you start seeing changes. But that's not what you want. I think it's secretly what you want, but you found this love on the internet that says, if I act this way, I can find friends. Even though they're fake friends, because you don't know these people. So, get your act together. get outside and get off the junk food. It's time for a reality check. And if these other 4 influencers that have just died recently isn't that reality check, then maybe you are hopeless. All right, what do you think? It's time for you to like, comment, subscribe, and help to keep conservative and family values alive.